Today, I'd like to talk about the meaning of words. In any language, there are two types of words. There are grammatical words, or grammatical endings, and there are content words. And content words can refer to entities, generally nouns, processes, generally verbs, or states, adjectives or verbs, depending on the language. Now, there's that movie, The Princess Bride, and there's that one guy, and he keeps saying, I don't think that word means what you think that means. And that's what I'm going to talk about this time around. When I used to teach classes in linguistics, I would ask my students to think of the word dog. Then I'd go around the room and ask them, what kind of dog? Did all of them have some undifferentiated mutt? No. This person had a Labrador. This person had a German Shepherd. This person liked Chihuahuas. Okay? And it's the same way when you talk about abstract concepts like kindness or happiness. What makes you happy may not make me happy. Okay? So, you've got to sit there and figure out that sometimes when you're communicating with a person, what you're trying to say isn't what they're exactly perceiving. There are certain words that people have that are more emotionally connected than other words to their perception of reality. And in fact, every content word has some kind of emotional connection for any given person. So, if you're really into football, if I say football, it's going to have a different emotional content for you because you like football. If you're really into dogs, it's going to have a different emotional content than for someone who doesn't like dogs. That's where they talk about there are cat people and dog people. And then there are no pet people, just because I don't want to take care of pets. Okay? Different people perceive different content words differently. Okay? Or, let's say, if I sit there and say, Jim, well, hold it. You don't know what that means. That might be a first name, or it might be GYM, which is a place where you exercise. And it's the same way when you say the word God. What does that mean? Different people have different concepts of God. That's like you get around New Agers and they don't want to say God, a lot of them. They say source. Okay? And different religions have different names. And then you've got various other concepts like philosophy. What really is philosophy? What does it mean to you? If you're really good at math, algebra means a whole lot more than it does to someone who's not good at math. Or geometry. And if you're into superheroes, Spider-Man might mean a whole lot to you. If you're not into superheroes, it's like who? That's like there was a TV show called The Big Bang Theory. I really like that show. Why did I like it? Because I used to own a comic book store, and I had customers that were much like the characters in The Big Bang Theory. But there were two sides to it, because it was also, and by the way, I was nothing like Stu, but it was also the case that the artistic students came in. And more than once I got invited to parties by the artists. And to tell you the truth, parties by artists are better than by Big Bang Theory people. But Big Bang Theory type people are interesting. I can remember sitting at Denny's with a guy named Dan Ashlock and Arthur Parker. And they were explaining math to me. I'm not really good at math. I'm real good at grammar, but not so much math. Okay? And it's the same thing with clothes. You know, clothes are like something, but you've got people who are fashionistas. They're really important. Or think about car people. And it goes around like this. I like grammar, right? Most people are going, why? But it's just the way I am. It's what I got into when I was younger, reading books. I also like history. But, to tell you the truth, I don't really like car repair. Although I did fix up a VW once that I got for free, and I did get it running. Fortunately, back then the library had a Chilton guide, and I had to buy a few things, but it all worked out. If you asked me if I wanted to do work on a car right now, it would be like, no, not really. But on the other hand, talking about grammar is something that I like, and I really don't try to talk to most people about it because they have no idea what it really is compared to what I do. If you know a whole lot about the subject, you have a whole lot more understanding of the terms. So anyway, remember when you're communicating with people that their interpretation of a given word may not be exactly your interpretation of a word. And that's just the way it works with content words. Now, remember to smash that like button.